What's up, gang? It's your friendly neighborhood podcast host, Ill Brown.
What's really good, world, is your main man, Trox.
Yo, and this is your girl Candy.
And as usual, we are back every Friday with another installment with the Beat the Block podcast, powered by the good folks at Beat Stars. Go buy you some beats, you whack-ass MCs. Today's guest has DJ in his name, but he is so much more than that, y'all. He is also a producer, a record label founder, and an executive producer for BSF Black Soprano Family. Get in tune if you don't know what that is. I don't know what to tell you. Please welcome the man who broke Buff City Records in, DJ Shay. What's poppin', homie?
What's up? What's up? What's happening, everyone? What's good?
Chilling over here, man. How you living?
It, man.
I'm well. You know, I'm out in the A, man. I'm making good music. I'm working with the gang. I'm feeling great.
That's good to hear, man.
That's what's up.
Despite the pandemic, you know, I'm past that. Like, you know, that ain't really affect me. I stayed in here. I ain't catch no shit. None of my gang caught nothing. And we working, you know?
That's right.
That's all there's to it right there.
That's super dope and good to hear. So you said you out in the A?
Yeah, we out. The whole gang out here. We all out here in the A. We in the A working, enjoying this weather. You know, this southern hospitality, and you know,
Hot Atlanta.
Making great music. Hot Atlanta. It's never a dull moment here anyway. You know.
We all know.
Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood right now.
It's a very loud city, and I love it. I've only been there once. It was for the Dreamville sessions, so I wasn't really like.
You ain't leave the house.
I ain't left the house for shit. But like I the one time I left the house, I was at Little 5 Points, and man, it was dope, man. I love it out there.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Like as far as I only go this chair you see that I'm sitting in right here. This is the lab. This is my lab, and I go to Walmart and to Two Rays to get me backwoods and Walmart. That's about where I go. I mean, all the gang, you know, they be going out. They all go out, and I hear, you know, I'm past that. But they definitely enjoy it. The A is where it's supposed to be at for the music and everything. You know, it's great vibes here.
So we'll kick it off. I know you said you're good with the COVID. I think we are all good. You know, we've been staying productive, but it's still a lot going on in the world.
Yeah, I know it's still scary, but I try not to really affect me. I try to stay in my little zone. It's scary though, facts.
Yeah, like how do you feel about what's going on? I mean, I know we all stay focused and we try to channel that energy and make the best art.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't tend to do this at all with anything else. But I kind of was in a trying to really ignore, not really ignore, but just try to stay focused and stay in my little zone and hope for the best. You know, because the whole thing is a scary situation. To know that we faced with something that, you know, we lost a lot of lives. I lost a lot of lives. I know a lot of people. I know at least like 5-6 people that died during this time. You know, that shit is crazy. So yeah, I kind of. To myself personally, I can't speak for no one else, but you know, I just you know, try to get up and stay focused on what I have to do and try to stay as away from exposing myself to it as possible, but kind of try to like really block that part out and just stay focused on what I need to do. So when it's all over, I haven't lost a step as far as the music is concerned. And that's how, I mean, it may not work for everybody, but that's what works for me. I feel good. I'm happy right now. You know what I mean? I'm in a good place with myself. So, you know, that's basically how I'm dealing with it.
Right. I feel you. I mean, Atlanta is like I mean, you said everything's all good, but I'd say this past week has been a little turnt with the officers, and we had the protest just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they got crazy again. Like there's so much stuff going on besides just that with Eminem or whatever. But all this stuff I'm learning stuff about Black history. Me and Grab were just saying I'm learning stuff about Black history daily now that I didn't know about these statues here and what they mean and shit. So the world is crazy right now. Like it's a lot of things going on, and you know, and it's like it's a big changing point in the world for a lot of things. You know.
I totally agree.
Crazy, especially out here, because when that shit happened Friday, I was on my way to Two Rays to get me some backwoods, and then my man was coming to take care of me. He was like, "Yo, it took me like an hour to get here, bro." He's like, the expressway had to take detours because they started going crazy again after the homeboy got shot at the Wendy's spot. So yeah, I'm in the heart of that shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Definitely.
Man, that's crazy. So it's good that you're able to stay focused. Um, as we deal with this as a collective, because it's affecting
Right.
our whole community, and we are learning a lot. Like it's Juneteenth, and I would say this year is I've never seen so many people celebrate this day in a way and try to learn about it and what's going on. So we're all a part of like history right now. So
Right, and again, I think that of course they're gonna expose the negative things and the negative, but again I can only speak for myself. But me and my peoples, I'm realizing I'm being conscious again. Like I said, some of these statues I didn't even know exist and what they really meant. So again, I'm thinking they gonna have to when school open back up or however they do, they gonna have to start reinventing some of these history books because the history that we had was false, so we didn't even have them. So it's a lot of, like I said, a lot of things is happening right now in the world. You
that's
feel me? A lot of
facts.
things.
That's facts. The children got to get re-educated, and so do we
Right.
as
Right.
adults.
I'm getting re-educated and I'm damn near 50. So I know the kids, they gotta do something because it's shit that I didn't know. I'm still learning. So I know my kids haven't been taught it. So they gotta do something about it. But hopefully a lot of change are going as far as our history, education, and all this shit that's going on with these crazy ass people, officials and police officers and all this shit.
Yeah.
You dig?
Well, let's take it back to your childhood. So
Mhm.
you started DJing around the age of 10, right?
Yes, yes. I had my birthday. My birthday is in November. I turned 10 in November, and on Christmas I had a Pyrotechnic 1200s and a GLI PMX 9000. That's a joint that Jam Master Jay and everybody had back in the day. Like my mom went in crazy. Like she went in crazy. I remember that. And like after that, it was over. I was like by the next year I was DJing and motherfucking bars in the kitchen and shit. They had me in the kitchen because I couldn't be in the bar. So I'm DJing from the kitchen, doing bars and shit. And it was pretty much over after that.
That's crazy. You started off like not on no toys. You started off on some real shit.
Yeah, they used to like all that. And then I had like it was older guys who saw me there. Like one of my friends, he was like 16, and he came to my house. And my grandmother was like, "Who is this old ass man coming to the door?" But everybody was like, "It was like you got 1200s." Like most of everybody had like other type of turntables. They couldn't afford the 1200s, so I was like popular just because I had them. They thought I was just like some old spoiled kid, but they came through and I was chopping shit up for real, for real.
How did you get exposed to DJing in clubs and in the kitchens of clubs and
Well,
that at that
my
age?
uncle, my whole history, my whole father's side of the music, like I play instruments, but actually, the DJing come from my mother's side. I was living with my grandmother and my uncle. He was DJing like in like I was watching him, and then like as soon as he would leave, I cut it back on and was practicing. And my grandmother was like, "Don't be touching your uncle's stuff. You know he gonna get mad at you and shit." So when he did, he came home and he saw me like scratching. He was like, "Well, if you go do that, you got to learn how to. You can't touch him until you learn how to blend two different records." So shit, he left again, man. An hour later, I was mixing two different records, and after that, I basically was taking over his shit, and then my mother and he told my mother and my mother found out how good I was or whatever, and she put that together, put that play together for me.
That's what's up. I got a similar story of how I got started. It was kind of the same type of situation when they tell you don't touch the equipment and then you wait until they leave the room. And then they
Word,
like, you can actually do this. So
right.
it's
That's a
crazy.
fact.
That's how it go. So I believe you also made your first beat with Ray T for a song called Loose.
Yeah,
Loose
Ray T, that's a
Kings.
fact.
Yeah. How did you become like evolve into a producer starting off as a DJ?
Well, again, my uncle, after he had them turntables, he had like a little Dr. Rhythm. He had like a little beat machine, Dr. Rhythm. So
Wow.
I was picking that up too, the Dr. Rhythm, and then they had the SK1, the joint that was on the Cosby Show, the jamming on the one. They had the sampler, and when they had that joint, I got that joint, and then I had tried to like make me a 2-track because you only could do it like one sample, and then I had got a 2-track and made a track, and then my boy Ray T was there, and he was just started rapping, and from there it was over. Then I like the next year I got me a real sampling keyboard, and that shit was no turning back.
That's what's up. So like what was that time period from DJing to producing? Like, at what age did you make that transition?
Okay, that after I really stopped after I started making beats. I guess after I was DJing for about like about 10 years. I always knew how to make beats, but probably like 10 years, and I started really going hard with the beats. Probably like I'm gonna tell you what year it was like. It was like 90, 91, 92, because I was with a group called Brotherhood Nation, and they was conscious. They had brought me on as a DJ, and we went to the studio. They had another producer that made all the beats, and all I was doing was scratching. I'm like, damn, I he get to make all the beats. So after that, yeah, it was probably like 91. So it was like 20 years in. I had already knew how to make beats, but that's when I really took it serious. Like, yo, I can't never like have nobody else. I got to make my own beats. I mean, I'm not selfish like that now, but at that time I was like, yo, I got to do everything. I got to know how to do everything. So that's when I really went hard with the beats. About 91, 92.
Yeah, I think like I actually just started back DJing, and I always knew how to DJ, but I didn't want people to put me in a box of DJing, and I started
That's just
making
that.
beats. So then I was just like, I got caught for a gig to DJ, and it worked out, and I was like, why am I not DJing too? So
Yo, that's the same shit. Cause listen, cause the part I forgot I didn't finish it up. So after 91, when I started making beats, I stopped DJing like completely. Like everybody, I'm like, you don't DJ no more. You're not gonna DJ my party. I was like, man, I ain't got time for that. Man, I ain't got time for that. You feel me? I was like, I had stopped making. I went through double. So then I stopped DJing for about, man, until I probably like, I don't know, real recent. I always did, but then I started DJing again, and I stopped making beats for a minute.
you
It's
go back
crazy.
and forth. It's
Going
a
back and
juggling
forth.
process because each of them is like they take. I think with production is very much more detailed and intricate. I mean, DJing can be too. It just depends on what you're
Right.
doing. But if you
That's a
out
fact.
DJing parties and stuff, it's really it's a totally different vibe. So um, it they call on two different. I think it's like
Right.
working two different sides of
My,
your brain.
my mother be saying that all the time. She's like, "Boy, the best thing you did was know how to DJ. I don't know all that stuff you be making. You be in the basement making all that noise and bringing that. I like when you DJ. I'm like, man, all right, man. That's where you see. That's where you start at. That's what you're supposed to be doing, DJ. I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah.
What you
So
want to hear, Frankie Beverly? I got you. I'm gonna play some Evelyn Champagne King and Freddie Bankley for you. Frankie Beverly, you be good.
it's like with DJing, you get more instant gratification. With production, you gotta build the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, fact.
you gotta school the new ones on the block. But yeah, I mean, it's people out here that they show up and they got the digital stuff, and they not. I, you got playlist DJs and you got people that can really blend, right?
Right.
Blend and scratch. I happen to fall in the category of being able to blend and scratch because I got two brothers that started.
Fact.
So you started Buff City Records and you started working with local artists. But how did you manage to balance DJing plus producing plus running a label? Did you do that all?
And a studio. And
Did
a
it all?
studio. It
Damn.
was all it was all under one roof. It was all under one roof, man. I wasn't by myself. We work. I had a staff. I had actually one of my vice president. He just drove here from North Carolina. Rab, my boy Rab. He been with us since Buff City Records. He's still around. He was like my VP. Like we ran in house. We ran that like we run BSF right now. Like and Benny like absorbed everything that happened, and he's now he the boss. Now he our boss, and I ain't mad. I'm good. I get to do what I do. You know what I mean? And Benny the boss. He was with me throughout all this. He owned when I wasn't able. I don't know if I was supposed to tell this, but when I wasn't able to pay him like I was supposed to pay him, I was giving him percentages of Buff City Records. So he owned partial of Buff City Records too. Cause I ain't have money. I was like, bro, don't leave me, man. I'm offer you a percentage of the company. I ain't got no money right now. And that's my guy. He rolled out with me, and now he the boss, and he runs shit. You feel me?
Yeah, it's good to that. I mean, that you did business and looked out. We all start off in a particular way, and people got to ride out the hard times, and make it through. Kind of had like that family atmosphere, If everybody's
Yeah, we
working towards
family.
the common goal, then that's how you get to it. But can you walk us through like the first years of you setting everything up? Like how were you able to even get it off the ground, and what was like your thought process?
Well, I had friends. How I was able to get off the ground. I had a few friends. You know how I'm from the hood, so I had friends that wanted to see us do better, and they were in a financial position to help me and provide what we needed. As far as equipment and the necessities and a studio. And I ran a 24-hour studio in Buffalo that it never closed. So, when we wasn't working, I was available, and everybody wanted to kind of work with me and being who I was. So we kind of stayed busy, and the doors kind of stayed open. And with the boys, with the crew, with Benny and Conway and everybody, they had pretty much free open range of the studio. It was kind of big. I had a front and a back. So if I did have sessions, they would go up front and write and craft until I was done and come in the back. But we grinded. We never closed. We went through, we had many mixtapes, 50, 60, 70 mixtapes. We was
Wow.
dropping shit. We was dropping shit regularly, like since '04. It was like no stop. We never stopped operating like now. Actually, I feel I was just telling boys shit. All the work I still feel like I got to work more now that we here. You feel me? To make sure that we leave us a mark. But those days, them days was like, it's funny. Another story too. What the crazy shit? One crazy shit. One quick story. And I remember a very long time ago when Renegade came out. We was listening to the Renegade song in the studio, and we was sipping on some Hennessy. We was in there we was pretty much fucked up, talking shit. And I remember Conway was saying something about Eminem verse, and then Benny was like, yeah, that's it was dope, but it's not whole. And then rewind, 10, 15 years later, for Conway to be on signed to motherfucking Eminem, and then Benny to be signed to Jay-Z.
Right.
That shit right there is some real serious shit that sit with me, like, you know. And then motherfuckers asked me, did I think this was gonna happen? And I was like, yeah, I just didn't know when. That's what the fuck I was doing all this shit for this to
Mm.
happen. You feel me?
Exactly.
I just didn't know when, but now is when.
That's a great point to say. I mean, you kind of had a vision, and when you just keep working until it pop. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And so,
I lost. I mean, not in the sense I didn't lose anything that was really important, but my goals, I missed it. There's a lot of things I missed out on, but I don't regret them because that's how I got to why I'm here. I believe, and why we're here. It's for the sacrifices that I made, that we all made.
I agree. I agree. Do you think making so much music back then, I mean, dropping 40, 50, 60 tapes, do you think that was like the major push that got you where you are today?
No, no, I don't. To tell you the truth, I don't know what one. I wouldn't concentrate on one particular thing or say one thing. I just say that collectively of all the work that we did, and of course, Westside is a genius for what he's a genius for, and all I ever said was in the beginning is that someone of importance just had to hear us. That's all I was concerned about. So when I was making all them tapes, every joint, I thought, hey man, if somebody hear this, if Hove, actually you already know who else. You always want Hove to hear shit. If Hove hear this, if Hove hear this, I've been saying that ever since that argument or before that argument. You feel me? If Hove or somebody heard this shit, we would be good. Buffalo wouldn't be the unsigned city no more. Like we'll be running shit if somebody here. That was my whole goal. I was putting out compilation albums in like '01, '02, and '03. Actually, I'm lying. I'm sorry. In '98 and '99, I started a series called Unsigned City because we was like the only unsigned city, and New York niggas used to look at us funny, like y'all niggas ain't from New York, y'all from Buffalo, New York. You feel me? So we was kind of set with that. I had that complex. We had some shit to prove anyway. With my whole Unsigned City series, that was and now we signed City, so I'm working on that shit now too. I forgot about that. I gotta get that together now too. We signed. Gotta get signed city jumping. You dig?
That's what's
But yeah,
up.
Yes, sir.
word.
Nice.
That's what it is.
Indeed, indeed. Speaking of Benny, Can you talk about the first time you met Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, the first time I met him, yeah. The first time I met him, I didn't hear his music though. I didn't hear his music the first time I met him. I had actually, I had he was they was trying to get him and his homies and another person that he was working with at the time was buying beats from me, and he was come by like, yo, I need you to hear this kid Benny, man, but I need to get some beats for him. So he was buying beats from me for Benny before I actually heard Benny or got with him. So after the first time, one of my investors, one of my homeboys and investors, they was from around. Close that door, yo, please. They was around. They knew Conway and Benny and Cutter and all them and Westside and all very well. So as soon as he got with me, he was like, "Yo, I need you to hear these boys." I was like, oh, "Okay, I know. I've heard of Benny. I'm such and such." I was like, "I heard of Conway." And then after the first time I heard him, I was like, "Yo, these kids right here, I'm gonna need to have these kids on my team." And like the way they are at this time right now, when I look at all four, well, five of them, including Rest in Peace Machine Gun Black, when I looked at the picture of Street Entertainment, that's what they was when I got with them. Everybody that's on the picture is living right now their dream, like to the fullest, and what we work for. Like everybody is at the top of their shit, and that shit right there, Phil, that shit is like a feeling that I can't even express or describe them or put in words.
Man, just that picture that you're talking about, man, and just like you telling the story about it, it's real inspiring, man.
Or
When did you think, like, what was the moment, like, when you were, working with Benny, like, when did you realize, like, this dude was gonna be something special?
I just told you, dude, the first
Uh,
time I heard him, nigga,
oh
that
yeah.
joint, this with all of them right here. This was the Street Entertainment joint right
Ooh.
here with all of them. You know what I mean? Benny, Conway, Cutter, Machine Gun Black, and Westside. That was them boys back then. Like, but I knew, bro. It was like Conway stood out like no other, and Benny stood out like no other. And I'm gonna keep it 100. Like Cutter, who was in the middle, he was the first one to start doing like recording with no paper or no pen. But we gonna get to that. And then when Benny, it was November, it was by his birthday, and it was '05, '06, '05, '05, right around Benny's birthday. We was doing a mixtape, and all right, again, I knew he was dope, but he came in, he was on probation, so he couldn't smoke weed. The nigga was smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes too, so we had got a bottle of rose, some Hennessy, and we was smoking cigarettes and shit. He was smoking cigarettes, and the man did this flow. I'm trying to remember what beat off of Benny Siegel, old Benny Beagle. Can you stand the out in the rain beat or some shit? But that motherfucker went in there, bruh, and I got motherfucking chills like from. I just got mad chills that time, like, and since then, like every single time I would go to record Benny, it's like the day before Christmas. And
Mm.
when I got them 1200s, it's like the day before Christmas. Even to like right now, if he come here right now and he start crafting, it's like the day before Christmas. And when I press record, it's like I'm opening up my presents every single time. He ain't never let me down in motherfucking 16 years. You feel me? And with the penless flow, nobody does that like him. Like that man, they be like, when Hit Boy first saw it, he was like, he seen him just crafting, and then when he went to record him, he went in the booth. He was like, he did the whole thing. I was like, just go ahead, bro. He go tell you what to do. But the whole thing of how he craft, no pen, no paper, like, and that's I used to have to back in the day. After he record, I used to take the CD or the reference track, and I used to send that to Washington for our copyrights because his shit never hit the paper. You feel me? At all,
Hmm.
like nothing.
That's
And
crazy.
that shit, that craft. Now Conway do that too. Now them boys, they definitely they get it in too. And like I said, Cutter was the first one to do it. But that one of those things, that's just amazing how that man, if it's a 2-verse or 3-verse, we used to do 3 verses back in the day. You feel me? And a hook, and he would have all that shit in his head, and I'll record him. That should be crazy. Like I said, even right now, from when he just did the Lil Wayne joint, when he did the Drake, just right now, every day, it could be a feature for a homeboy or just a regular feature. It's the same when I'm watching them craft, and it's like the day before Christmas. And when And so, you know, sometimes he'll come over and crap to me, but he know I like to wait till he just get done. Like if he got pieces or something, he'll be telling to the boys, or I come over and listen. But like I said, when I press that record, that's like that day before Christmas when I got them set of 1200s and that GLI PMX 9000.
It's like opening a gift and you find a rollie in it every time you hit record.
Every time, a new rollie. Every time, he ain't never let me down. I swear, I ain't never had to be like, bro, maybe you should. You know, I don't really get into people. I trust the artist craft, but there ain't never really been a time I had to be like, yo, do you think you should? Or, you know what I mean? And like I said, he's amazing as an artist to work with, man. Like all them years, I'm dealing with artists. I've dealt with a whole bunch of artists that always give me a difficult time as far as their music. And I'm not really mad at that. It's just like, because the artist is the artist, Conway, nobody in particular, but you know what I mean, will be, I would do some, I could ask Benny for anything and it would never be probably like, yo, do this girl song. He'd be like, dude, I'll be walking away like, damn, he said, yeah. Conway, on the other hand, Conway go take it there. Like if it, but the thing amazing, the difference about that, he is so amazingly, like he crafts so, like if I tell him something about a girl, he probably won't do it that day, but the next time he do it, it'll be like the illest fucking shit, like the hardest shit in the world, because he might, you know, smack the glass out of her hand or something or some shit, and then give her a hug. But he's amazing with that too. You know, he's definitely amazing with that.
That's
That's ill, man.
That's incredible.
My boys, I'm gonna just keep it 100, man. I knew 16 years ago that I had the two best rappers in the world. Like I really felt that. I don't have a problem with saying that. And today I still say the same thing. No disrespect to all the big. I got favorite rappers. You feel me? I got favorite rappers, but my boys the hardest rappers in the fucking game. Period. Like, and whoever, I ain't got as much money as the motherfuckers, but if I had it, I'll put it all up. Like nobody can fuck with Change. No, I mean with Benny. Nobody can fuck with Conway. You feel me? Nobody fucks with my boy. They can't fuck with him. I respect to all of them. Not saying that nobody is no less of them, but my boy's the hardest shit in the fucking industry right now. Period. And they have been. They have been for a very long time. Just now somebody got to hear them. I don't know if y'all asked me that question, but I'm just saying that shit anyway, because that's how I feel.
Nah, man. Let it
Speak
all
your
out.
piece, man. We respect it, man. So let's pick it right back up, man. So what was the early days of managing Griselda like, man? And you know, what was the biggest thing you learned from those early days?
The biggest thing I learned was to stay consistent, and if you believe in your work and your craft, take it to the top with it. Like I don't do nothing else. A lot of people was always looking at, even my parents, you know, my mother introduced me to that. There was times where like, don't you think about getting a real job? Ain't you go this? I'm like, this is my real job. I just enjoy it more than you enjoy yours. So you like a real job. Like, what the fuck you mean real job? Because I enjoy my job is not a real job. So to tell motherfucker, take this, if you take this shit serious, like take it serious. I have friends that I've known a long time and they're not good for my business. I got to tell a friend the other day, I was like, yo, bro, you can hang with me all day, but you're not going to be the one for this job because for one, you don't take this serious. And for two, you really only trying to go hard because you've seen where we at now, but you didn't put that work in. So I'm not mad at you for that, but I feel that you have to, if you go make it in here, you have to be consistent. You have to take this shit serious. Like you got to make sacrifices. Just like, you know, you make sacrifices for anything else. Like this is I don't look at it. And actually, I don't even look at this as a job. It may be titled as that, but this is my life. This is a way of life. I get up every day, roll a biscuit and make music. You feel me? Or I'm at my executive point. I'm making some phone calls. I do this every day, just like, and I probably work twice as many hours. I ain't gonna disrespect this to nobody and say, I don't know how hard people work, but I work twice as many hours as most people every single day. My average, I go to bed every night. We're just telling Grab was actually like, damn, man, what time you be going to sleep? I'm almost 50. I go to sleep every night between 2 or 3 o'clock, and I'm up every morning by 7 o'clock, 7:30 at the latest. And I'm not tired. I don't feel like they say, oh, you need to slow down. I mean, to an average person, that might sound crazy. Like that really might sound crazy, but I cannot. I'll go to sleep. I can go to sleep tonight working on music at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Sometime even later than that, if we get in the zone, and I'll go to sleep, but my body won't let me like sleep past 7:30. Like it's not gonna happen. You feel me? It's just not. I'm just in the zone. I take Kush comas during the day. You feel me? And I don't think it don't slow me down. Like they be like, how you smoke so much weed and how you do this and do that. I mean, I really don't have an answer for it, but I got shit to do, so I can sleep when I die. You feel me?
Man, that's the creed right there. I promise you that, man.
I mean, so again, I can only speak for me. That's what got us, in my opinion, that's what got me to where I'm at. And you know, these are my guys. They've been with me ever since. So we have a work ethic that's crazy. You know, I got a work ethic that's crazy. I take this shit very serious. This is my life. Without the money, like we was doing this before we got lit like this, before we had shit going on like this. This is how we regularly move. You know, it's what we do.
Word up, man. Question I wanted to ask was this as well, man. And once Westside Gunn started coming around and you guys kind of, you know, all linked in or whatever, what was the dynamic he brought to the table that ultimately, you know, took you guys over the top? You know what I'm saying?
Shit. He was the fly guy, the flyest guy. Like he I don't, you know, he brought how you see Westside. When I tell you on that cover, everybody is who they wanted to be. Westside brought a flyness, a extravagant. He was wearing, and even before I got with him, I heard about. I know how he was in high school. He younger than me, you know. They're younger than me, but he was always the fly guy. 4, 5, 6 chains. He already had the colored Wallies and shit like that. He is extreme. He is the fly guy. You feel me? That's the only way I can describe him. Like music, he loved music and everything. But like I said, when we seeked out, I knew Conway and Benny was seeking to be the best rappers in the world, period. That's all they cared about. Westside can rap good as hell, but he was gonna let you know I'm the flyest motherfucker that God has ever invented. You feel me? And he brought Westside, he brought that, and that's what he brings now. You know what I mean? That's what Westside does. He brings that to the table. You can't take that away. And everybody is the same as what we were. Like I'm steamed too, not to get off subject, but I had a close friend the other day call me about some music and shit, and he told me I'm Hollywood. Man, I was foaming at the mouth like, motherfucker, how dare you fucking call me Hollywood? I'm the same motherfucker I am. So what I meant is, and what in reference to Westside and everybody, we the same motherfuckers that we were. The money just made us 10 times more than the person we are with a platform. You know, everybody is the same. Wes is the flyest motherfucker. He been the flyest motherfucker since back in the day. You feel me? Now everybody just exposed to him. So what Westside brand, what he has brought to Buff City and to Griselda and all that is being the flyest motherfucker that anybody that breathe can be. If that answers your question.
Absolutely. Hell yeah, man. Like, I mean, that's the most accurate answer you could possibly give, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fly God is an awesome guy. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you, man, he been the flyest motherfucker since the 80s, man. Since he came out, bro. Since he came out, that's been him. Westside is a fly guy.
Yeah, that's ill, man. Me being a fan of you guys, BSF, Griselda, the whole team, man. You know what I mean? You guys got the merch shit on Smash, man. Like every time I'm at a show of y'all hit Chicago or whatever, like I'm 300-400 out the pocket in merch, and walking out with a smile though.
That's another thing we got to credit at the West. That's his department. He turned us on. He opened that merch lane back up for us and the rest of the world. That's him. That's again. I got hats off the West Side. He the flyest. You know, that motherfucker always been dressing his ass off, but he always had to have some shit that looked like he invented with the Wallies back in the day. He used to have his Wallabies dyed a certain color and shit. So again, you feel me? We living out our dreams and we take it. We're bringing it to the world and we're you know, we're building a platform of BSF, Buff City, Griselda. You feel me? All from the core Buff City Records. You feel me?
Yes, sir. I feel like I should be doing this interview in my Tana Talk 3 tour. Tour shirt.
That shit was fly too.
I feel like
I'm always in my merch, man. I'm BSF. I'm always in merch, man. I represent what we are, man. I'm always in merch, man.
But you got the chain though.
That's BSF too. Feel me?
You got the iced out joint.
Yeah, yes, you already know. I'm a little older, man. I can't have truck jewels on. You know, that's for the young boys. I'm grown. I can't have the big old joints on me. I'm almost 50, bro. That don't even look right, man. My kids are they gonna talk about me. They'll be like, nah, you gotta keep your rollie can't be as flooded as this, and I don't want all that shit. You know, that's for the young guys. That's cool. Young world.
No doubt, no doubt. So, man, there was a time you flew to Florida, actually, man, to get some advice from a friend after being frustrated with the music business, as we all have been at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Share some of that story and how that friend helped you out with some advice or whatever.
Well, he ended up at the actual when he sent me back, he ended up remodeling the studio. But anyway, um, I was just kind of frustrated with the business, man. We was going through shit. Benny had went back to school. Benny had was going to school, had went to school and shit. So we was making a transition when I was frustrated. I'm like, damn, how come we can't? This business shit ain't working, and I'm kind of out of money. I don't want to. I was selling, I was selling weed and shit like that, and I didn't constantly want to keep doing that. I'm like, damn, I keep making these runs and shit. I don't want to keep doing this, and some bullshit happened. So I was frustrated with the business, and then I was trying to make me some real legal money. And my bro in Florida, he sell email, he does email advertising, like he do all of that, like he do that shit for real. So I went there to try to, get in that shit wasn't for me though. Everything ain't for everybody. It just wasn't in the phone work and all that shit just really wasn't in me. And he kind of knew that. He knew that. He was like, what is you doing? But I had been in a relationship, you know what I mean? I had kids, our kids was grown and shit. And I'm just like, I was trying to do the same. I was just selling weed and dogs and shit, just ghetto shit. You feel me? And I was looking at, what the fuck I'm gonna do? This music shit ain't popping financially right now. So I went down, and that shit didn't last no more than 60 days, man. I packed up all my shit and thought I was gonna be there. I gave City Boy them all the studio and shit. I'm like, yeah, I ain't give you all the studio, but y'all just hold it down. Make sure, I wouldn't go leave the studio or leave it nowhere for boys to work and shit. So I don't to tell you the truth. I think I was going like not even 40 days, but I tried to have, my man down there, he getting his ass, he making his ass, he doing well, paying about a brand new Jag, SR, whatever that shit is, cash, one check and shit. So I'm like, shit, this nigga making 60, 70,000 and one bonus check and shit. I was more so thinking of that. But after that, man, that shit wasn't hitting on nothing for me. And I was, I'm my music by the death of me, and he knew that. He's like, man, if you don't get your ass up out of here, and me and my partner, we talking, so we go do a little renovation of the studio. We go do a little remodeling. You done left them boys down there, and them motherfuckers don't clean up or nothing. My lab is to be spotless, man. I left 40 days. They got shit laying around, food laying around from when I left. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers crazy, man. I hate y'all. I was like, I hate all y'all. Everybody get out. And I remodeled everything, hung up every new shit, and we got right back at it. So, and we got right back at it, and shit. The rest it lies to be history.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So let's pivot this way real quick, man. You made a song with Benny. His joint is fire, by the way, called The Long Way. Helps you get back in your zone, man. Talk us through that process a little bit.
Now, and I'm gonna tell you, honey, that was the time when I went back to making beats. It was like I had pulled out my MPC XL. It's right over here too. It's sitting under the table right now in the box.
Word.
I pulled that joint out, right? And I'm looking around, I'm like, man, I'm not coming back on this digital shit where I'm at now. Moving forward, I'm on digital joint now, but I was like, I'm gonna pull this joint out. So I went through, man, I put out my old zip files, got my old zip drums. Oh man, and I got back in my bag. And then the first thing what I sampled was I was watching something late at night. I woke up at like 5 or something in the morning. There was some shit on TV on one of them channels, and it was The Greatest American Hero, and that used to be one of my favorite shows, man. As soon as I heard that motherfucker, I woke up, went right to. I was at home. I was at the studio. I was at home. I went right to the lab about like 9 o'clock in the morning, man, and downloaded The Greatest American Hero, and I made that long way beat. And then, I think I stayed at the lab for about like 2 days straight, just making crazy beats. And we did the Friend of Ours album. I made like 10 of those beats, all like in 2 days. I just went crazy.
Bangers too.
Bangers. Bangers for sure.
Thank you.
Man.
MP, my MP. Let me go grab my joint. Let me show y'all for real though. Hold on a second. Let me grab my joint, man.
Yes, sir. We getting a history lesson here. You know what I'm saying?
Grab my joint, man. Hey, Rick Hyde, trying to put my shit in the garage, man. They crazy. Put my shit in the garage. Put my old shit in the garage, man. Ain't got my shit right here though, man. Feel me?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Went right at it. This is a joint that made this shit. This is all dusty too, still. But that's my shit.
did you get the plate custom, or was that stock? You just buy it like that?
No, hell no. It was custom. I ordered it from some shit. I forgot when or when but I ordered that shit and put it on there.
That shit fly as hell.
It's dusty.
Man, that's ill right there, man.
It is.
Gotta love it, man. Tools of the trade, man. I'm a 2000 Excel baby, so
Yep.
you know what I mean. I still get busy on that joint all the time, man. So
Yeah, I come from the school of the ASR 10.
Oh, do you have one? Do you got one?
No, I don't got it no more.
I need
But
one. Could you tell me this? I got a question, bro. Please help me with this.
what's up?
Okay, why the ASR 10 is the only fucking sampler that will take a one loop, no matter how off it is, and loop it back. Like with my MP, I gotta put that shit on 8 pads.
Yeah.
Chop it up to keep it going. On the ASR 10, you can go like this, and that shit gonna come back.
Yep.
Is there? Do you know why? Do y'all know why? I don't
know why it's like that. To be honest with
I
you, man.
can actually explain it to you, man.
Okay.
So,
It's a poly.
Please, I've been trying to figure this out for 20, 30 years.
oh, word. So, I had an ASR 10 as well, man. Me and my partner, Vest 120, both had ASR 10s. And I was like, yo, and, at the time, the first time I seen somebody use an ASR 10 was No ID. So he was, he was about showing, like, young producers in the hood out here in Chicago, like, Kanye and, a bunch of other cats, Doug Infinite and all us, man,
Right.
showing us the ropes with, the ASR 10. And when that feature right there, what he explained to it was actually a botched feature of the ASR 10. It was in Sonic's first experimentation with time stretching. So
Good time.
you know what I'm saying? So but it was botched though. They did like a horrible job at it, but it created this feature that is an ASR 10 exclusive that is actually an accident where you could loop any part of any chop sample, whatever you put in there.
Dope. You are super dope, bro.
It'll come back on the one no matter what you do to that shit. And I couldn't. I was like, this got to be a glitch. You know what I'm saying? And man, so yeah, let's pivot this way, man. The artists you work with, bro, they're so unique, man. Like, as much as Conway, Benny, Rick High, all the BSF fam, man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's so unique and different, man. Like, how do you think they had so much success with the sound? When a lot of people try to be different, you know what I'm saying? They airball some of the times. They miss the mark. You know what I'm saying? What makes you guys unique in that perspective?
Because we do it all, and we have been doing it all, bro. For real. I'm gonna keep it 100. Just like we was doing when Jeezy was doing that trap shit, we was doing that shit too, bro. Feel me? We always like all our mixtapes, whatever. We always kept raw hip hop joints. Like that's our natural. So if we did a mixtape that had mostly like if it was down south shit jumping, if I have 12 songs on a mixtape, 7 of them was like down south shit, and then the other 4 would be like our raw hip hop East Coast type shit. Feel me? So we always stay consistent. And then speaking of Conway was like, I'm gonna keep it 100. He was the one that kept everybody diverse. Like back in like maybe 10, he coming in with Project Pat. Like we doing mixtapes, he coming in with Project Pat instrumentals. I'm like, word? He coming in with all the Jeezy shit. You feel me? Like his mind state. Like we was doing them type of shits back then. You feel me? We never stopped doing the sound that we do. We never stopped that. That never stopped. However, we always stayed in the gym doing all types of music. Y'all do our history. Y'all see all types of music from us. We never stopped our sound, but we also did, showed our diversity in our genres of basically of music, of hip hop.
No doubt. I saw something on Twitter, man, I wanted to touch on real quick before we proceed forward. And, Westside, Benny and Conway actually touched on this, man, and it was real dope because, you know what I'm saying, I got fam out and artists I work with out in, you know what I'm saying, Youngstown and Cleveland, and that's a hop, skip, and
I got
jump
knocked from Youngstown too for the first time. I had my coat from the Mark Buchanan store. I had the ill Pele way back in the day, and they knocked me with my joint on. All right, though, go ahead. All right, shout out to Youngstown.
That's all good. Yeah. So I got people out there, man, and that was the first time I got in tune with like the Buff City roster, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know y'all had Armani Caesar a while before, you know, the Griselda announcement. I was
I
like,
mean,
yo,
that's still all family, but yeah, I did. I had her for a while. You feel me?
yeah. So
That's my
and
homegirl.
I would see the mixtapes and everything. Like my people was like, yo, these cats in Buffalo is nice, and I would see the mixtapes and be like, yo, this is crazy. So fast forward to now, you know, I hear the diversity, and I hear what you guys are trying to do as far as progressing, and like, yo, don't try to box us in to just, you know, us being able to bar you out.
Right.
And I was like, well, y'all got to go back and listen to some of the Buff City projects, and then y'all will understand that they've been on this wave.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, you know, and it's out there, man. Like the mixtapes out there. You know what I'm saying? Like people.
Yeah, we was dropping them, man. We always work. We stayed working. That's one thing. We was gonna make us some music and drop some shit. We gotta do a little different now. That we E1 and stuff. Things have to be a little different, but we drop music. We right now we probably got another 4 or 5 albums. Rick Hyde going crazy. Heem is going just stupid crazy. Like we probably got like 4 or 5 albums right now. And you know, I just did a project with Graph. I got a project with Smoke Dizza coming. You know, we working.
Nice.
Love to hear it, man.
Man, that's
I just did the Flea project, you know, and me and Flea probably go do another project. You know, I did El Camino's joint, so I'm working on another joint with El Camino. We working.
Flea Lords, that's the homie, man. He rocks with an artist out here in Chicago, real heavy, AM Early Morning.
Okay.
And I've done some work with them cats, man. So we all in tune, man. It's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just love to see it, man. I love seeing self-made cats, you know what I'm saying, get to the pinnacle and not change. That's the thing I preach the most, man. We don't have to change to be dope and be influential and monumental. You know what I mean? So kudos to you guys for, you know, staying solid throughout the whole process. You know what I mean?
Thank you, King. Appreciate it.
Man, so for our listeners, especially like piggybacking off of Will, staying true to your sound, how do you think people should go about starting a career and being successful today? I mean, I feel like everything is totally different from back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm learning. I'm learning more and more. I'm learning that, and I'm learning myself more and more. So my advice for that would be like, do your research and just be like, just do your research and work hard, basically.
Yeah, the work ethic I think is major. I mean, you guys definitely displayed that. I think people got lazy. Like if we look at today, everything is a little. I mean, the digital world is almost the microwave.
That's what I meant to get at. Which I'm sorry to answer you. Like they tell me, I have to be more internetical. We got our own word. Shout out to Hottest. That's
I love it.
I have to be more internetical.
Yeah.
However, like I said, and I'm learning now is major shortcuts, man. Like I used to sit outside Def Jam to handhold to get home to listen to our CDs. Nowadays, you can go on Instagram, and if they look at see how many followers you got, you go get an interview or somebody go talk to you. So I do understand things have changed. My advice would be, again, I have like what I don't practice is be more internetical and being more in tune of that. You know, I'm kind of old school, but I do understand, like I said, and I'm learning that is kind of the way of the world. Usually, like even going back to when to Pusha T, one of our first big features that Benny had with Pusha T, it was like it's shit so real that he hit him on the gram, and it was like, yeah, King, I fucks with you, and build a relationship right off of there. You know, back in the day, it would have to be like, oh, you have to get in touch with his manager, and his manager would do this and do that. You feel me? So things I do understand things are different. Like I said, my advice for anybody who's, whether you're an artist or executive, you got to stay in tune on that internet, and and stay in tune. Like stay in tune with that, and be more internetical.
And
I'm using that term from here on out.
Right, we're gonna be using that word from here on out.
Free my boy Hottest, but my boy Hottest made that word up. And I think he was saying that shit when I was going out of town. He was like, when I was going to Florida, he was like, You can't go down there and be with your man, B. That's your man, B. You do music. You got to stay here with us, man. Fuck that shit. He was like, fuck that shit. Just get home and be more internetical, man, and everything gonna be all right. You feel me? Boy hottest. It's my boy hottest.
I love it, man. I love it. So, yo, on a lighter note, I know you got some hilarious stories, you know, just being in this industry. I know you've seen some things, man.
Right.
If you got anything you want to share, man, please, we're all ears.
No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. That's one thing about my old being my set on my way. We could talk about music and all that, but it's a whole. And technically, it's so many of them. I don't know where to begin, and I would have to edit them in my brain before I even would to give them to you for real, the real joints. But I'm gonna just say this, man. It's like what we've experienced and what we do around here is so like everybody here is so with their music, like so stuck into their and what they believe in as far as their music is so much in the zone that it's crazy. I mean, we have all our fun times, and I told City Boy that we got to get our cameras here at the BSF branch and studio. We need cameras all day because it'd be so much content and funny shit going on that we miss. But it's man, the stories is endless, man. I'm gonna just be honest, if I was to tell y'all, they would probably kill me or something of that nature because I got some real joints.
Man, I mean, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, so I ain't even gonna press that.
just know, man. Just know this BSF Griselda Buff City thing, man. We taking over the world in this music shit, and we got stories to tell, man. We got some things for the world to hear, man.
Indeed. I can't wait to hear more of them through the music, man. For real.
Facts.
No doubt. So, throughout your career, I mean, there probably would have been countless times where you were just gonna say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna throw in the towel."
Just in the business, never with the music. I would say fuck it with the whole thing, but then I'll go right and make a beat or do a mix down or do something. You feel me?
Right. So, would that be a part of your perseverance? Like, what did you do to persevere? How did you keep yourself going?
Benny Rhymes.
You know what?
Them motherfucking bars, man. Do y'all be hearing what that boy be saying, bro?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Them bars, bro. That's it. I believe in those bars.
So
like
what kept you like? How would you like do that from a mental health perspective though? Like what? How did you keep yourself sane during this whole process?
Again, man, I really have to say the music and the music itself. The music took me there. Like even if I try to get away, the music was gonna take me there. The thought, like my everyday, like if I thought about doing something else, whether it was selling drugs or how I was gonna survive, a Benny verse would come to my head. You feel me? Like so anything that I would do, it was related. Like he said, everything related to drug dealing. Everything relates to drug dealing. It was like kind of everything related to something that he had said in my life, and I it's like what the fuck I'm gonna do, bro? This is it. Like it was no. I would if I didn't have the music or was able to hear music or the thought of them bars, it would probably be over for me if that make any sense.
It was just the raw, just like belief in the talent that you had.
Yeah. And then even if I stopped believing or if something tore me away from believing that it was gonna happen, one of them bars would come in my head and it would be right back at it, man. It's been tough times, and like I said, I felt that the industry had me so fucked up that I'd be like, yo, I'm sick of this shit. Why ain't nobody hearing this? So yeah, I did go through that, but the only thing that will bring me back, man, like I couldn't hide from the music. Like what else? Let's say if I gave it up, I'm not gonna listen to music no more. Yes, I am. And as soon as I listen to music, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got the fucking dopest MC in the fucking world right here. All I gotta do is let somebody hear him, and we gonna be good. Me and the Heems and the Rick Highs and all of us, we gonna be good if somebody hear this motherfucker with this big ass noise.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm the same way, man. Cause like, I go through a lot of fucked up shit in this business too, man. But it's like, it's really just the music that just keeps me focused. Like, if I wasn't really making music, I don't know how I'd be feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd just be if I like officially wanted to quit music, like I don't know what else I'd be doing. Like
Right.
that's the gift that I got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's take it back to when you were 10 years old, learning how to DJ.
Okay.
Um, what would you tell that youngin with the turntables and the mixer? Like, what would you tell him? What advice would you give him?
Uh, I mean, I would tell them if they serious about it, just go with your craft, man. Believe in your craft. It's tough, man. It's tough for me to give somebody advice. If they don't have it, they don't have it. I know it's motherfuckers that the jumpers jump higher than Michael Jordan, but never make it to the league. So you feel me?
Right. It's just one of those things. You know, I'm actually a firm believer in if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't.
But how you gonna tell somebody that they might
Yeah.
believe in themselves? See that and I can't. I wouldn't say that because some people feel that some people feel that different. I could think somebody trash and somebody think they fire. I'll be like, well, who the fuck am I?
And then they end up being fired years down the road for you.
Right, right. So I can't judge people based upon lyrics. I got the two best rappers in the world, bro. So if motherfucker trying to impress me for lyrics, that's probably never gonna happen.
Indeed.
I'm just
Indeed.
keeping 100. That's probably
Sometimes,
so. I look at artists for different things. Everybody can't be lyrical. That makes some artists is great. That's not lyrical at all. They got nursery rhyme lyrics, but can maybe make great hooks and make great songs.
indeed, man. Indeed. They just make good music.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's all about the music, how good the music is. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And what you guys do, it's A1. It's A1, man.
Appreciate it, man. That's what we strive to do, man. We just make good music.
Indeed. Indeed.
Man, so thank you so much for tapping in with us. I would say out of
No doubt.
we've had some great interviews. I'm not gonna say out of all of them, this was a particular way, but you kept it real and raw, and I felt like you believing in what you were doing from the start was like something a lot of people needed to hear. I think belief in yourself is like really the most important thing, no matter what you do, because when you believe in yourself and you kind of know, then you stick to it and you persevere and you go through the humps and
That's a
the
fact.
trial and error, and you just make the shit happen. So,
Right. That's a fact.
and I feel like sitting here talking to you, you kind of displayed that having a long career from the start of you DJing up until now, it was like really inspiring to hear
And that's
how.
dope. I never met a female that DJ and make beats. Too you dope. Too you fire. That's
Ah,
dope.
thank you,
That's dope.
thank
That's
you.
dope. I appreciate y'all having me though. That's what I mean. No doubt. I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt, man.
So
Real quick, man, let the people know your social media handles where they can find you online and all of
Oh
that.
shit! Here I go with this internetical shit. Uh,
Internetical shit, let's get it.
no, my Instagram DJ Shay, BSF. I don't even know. My Twitter is DJ Shay, and my Facebook is DJ Shay too. Yeah, all my shit is just straight DJ Shay. Instagram is DJ Shay BSF, and yeah, yeah, that's it. I got an email. My email is buffcityrecords@yahoo.com. So I still got a Yahoo, which that's how old my shit is. You feel me? And I got a Gmail too, but yeah, that's it. If y'all want to email me some music, no, that shit gonna be flooded. But yeah, it's all good. Buff City Records at Yahoo, DJ Shay BSF Instagram, and straight DJ Shay on the Facebook. And I
dope.
appreciate you guys for having me, man. Enough respect to everybody.
And real quick before we go, can you
Uh,
tell the audience what we got coming? What do they have to look forward to?
Wow, okay. What y'all have to look forward to right now is the DJ drama, the BSF joint. That shit be coming out any week. I'm hoping at the 4th of July week or something. Real
Let's go.
soon. That's the DJ drama joint. And then right after that, we gonna be coming with the Rick High DJ Clue joint. That's about to come. We got the Heem joint with me and DJ Green Lantern. And then we got the big BSF tape. I don't know what the name of that is yet. We ain't named that yet, but we go kill a whole summer. and we gonna probably sneak some other shit out there that y'all gonna hear. We killing shit. We got so much music that we got the, you know, we got music. We got some shit with Bodie James. I got some shit with Bodie. I got shit with I got shits, man. I got shits. I don't stop working. This right here, this chair right here in Walmart. You know, it's open. All the boys, they be going out and shit. I'll be right in this chair when they leave, and I'll be right here when they come back. I go to Walmart. My smoke man come deliver it. Go to 2 Rays for some backwoods. I'm working. We gonna have the most shit for the rest of the whole year. Watch. I'm gonna be killing shit. We gonna have it the whole fucking summer and the winter. Big BSF. You feel me?
That's what's
No
up.
doubt, no doubt,
Huh?
man.
Killing
It's
shit.
love, man.
Killing shit.
Killing everything moving, man.
Everything,
You know what I'm saying?
motherfucker, moving. Don't move. Your ass gonna get
Already.
shot. You gonna get shot.
Word life, man. So
All
that's
right.
that episode, man. We gonna get up out of here, man. On
All right,
behalf of
big
Beat
love, man.
Stars
Big
and
BSF.
DJ Shay,
Big BSF
you know
is
what
the
I'm
gang.
saying? Already, man. Yeah, that's what's happening, man. So with that being said, we out of here, man. I'm your friendly
Peace and
neighborhood podcast host, producer, DJ, engineer, all that good shit. Ill Brown.
What's good is trucks.
Yo, and this is your girl Candy. Peace.
We'll
Peace.
catch you on
Thank
the
y'all.
next episode.
Thank you.
100.
Peace.